Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. One perfect Cowboys move to fill out roster before 2024 training camp. In 2023, the Dallas Cowboys had one of the best regular seasons in the NFL. Sure, they trailed the Philadelphia Eagles for much of the season as the top dog in the NFC East, but as the season went on and Nick Sirianni's team took an absolute tumble due to the borderline unprecedented collapses at the coordinator spots, Dallas came out on top as the pride of the division, even if they ultimately faltered when it mattered most in the postseason, losing to the Green Bay Packers in ugly fashion 32-48. Still, while the Cowboys were widely called losers off the offseason, with players like Michael Gallup leaving in free agency and Leighton Vander Esch leaving the sport entirely for the greener pastures of retirement, the team still added some interesting names in the draft and appeared locked to secure a double-digit season once more under Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott. But hey, just because the team was able to largely replace the talent they lost and even secured a few interesting options in both free agency and the draft, there's still a need for at least one more offensive weapon to help fortify the team's attack. Fortunately, the Raiders just so happen to have released a player who fits that bill perfectly and could effectively swap out one player for another in a clear strategic upgrade heading into the 2024 season. With CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cook locked in as the Cowboys' WR1 and WR2 respectively, the team has a few options to round out their offense heading into the 2024 season, with 2022 third-round pick Jalen Tolbert, 2023 seventh-round pick Jalen Brooks, 2024 sixth-round pick Ryan Flournoy, and return specialist Kevonde Turpin all vying for the WR3 spot. They really don't have a proven option to fill the reign, which, considering the Oregon State product is entering year 11 of his professional career, is a scary proposition. Renfrow could unquestionably fill that void. Sure, the 5'10", 185-pound fifth-round pick out of Clemson may not be the greatest athlete in the world today, but he is a proven, reliable target who knows how to get open against zone, runs crisp routes against man, and just generally serve as the sort of offensive safety blanket that makes things easy for a quarterback like Prescott who needs a little help underneath on third downs and in the end zone. If Renfrow is willing to accept a prove-it deal with the Cowboys to chase a ring and rehab his value, there really is no downside in giving him a shot unless, of course, Dallas really likes Tolbert heading into year 3. While the Raiders will unquestionably miss Renfrow this fall, as even if they did procure some talented players during the spring, they do call the Clemson product third and Renfrow for a reason, and his presence will be hard to replace straight up from the wide receiver spot. Fortunately, the Raiders used their first-round pick on Brock Bowers, the do-it-all tight end from Georgia, and while he will technically play tight end, he will likely end up filling a hybrid role similar to Renfrow on money downs. You try and stick to best player available when you can. It's harder than you think sometimes because you're adding to the football team, and we know where we are today. We are looking for today and the future. But a player like Brock, just the scouting staff, where they have him, what they thought about him, what the coaching staff thought. He's really a pretty consensus guy, Tom Telesco told reporters via Raiders Wire. We love Michael Mayer. I love Michael Mayer. He's a really good player, he's going to take another big jump this year, Telesco added. But we had a chance to add another dimension to the offense, whether it's tight end, hybrid receiver, whatever it is. We need more playmakers on that side of the ball, so he's going to help us there. High-level player in college, true junior, very young, still developing, but he's got some natural football skills combined with some high-level athletic ability and speed. You know, technically speaking, Renfrow and Bowers could fill similar roles as part of an offense, with the Georgia pass catcher becoming Gardner Minshew and/or Aiden O'Connell's top target when they need a quick 4 yards on third down. Was that really worth a first-round pick, especially when they could have kept Renfrow around and upgraded another position with a blue-chip prospect? Only time will tell, but from a fit standpoint, it's an obvious comparison to make. Green Bay Packers, Jeff Hafley gets even more good free agent news via the Dallas Cowboys, report. The Green Bay Packers took big steps toward finally fixing their safety room. The position has been a problem for a few years. Signing Xavier McKinney while drafting Javon Bullard, Evan Williams, and Kitten Oladapo should give the Packers solutions in the long run. The problem is that it's a lot to expect that the three rookies will all be able to contribute right away. Fortunately for the Packers, the free agent market was not kind to safeties. There are plenty of notable names who are still looking for a home. Eddie Jackson, Quandre Diggs, and Justin Simmons are all still available. Jaron Kearse is another name that would make sense for the Packers. He does his best work as a strong safety working closer to the line of scrimmage. That would allow Xavier McKinney to do what he does best as a center fielder who can lead the secondary. Kearse is a sure tackler with plenty of experience under a good defensive coordinator in Dan Quinn. He's not going to post flashy stat lines or have a ton of turnovers, but he is going to be a serviceable player that would give a respectable baseline of performance while the Packers wait for their younger safeties to be ready to play. If bringing in even more safety help would create competition at the position, don't rule it out. The Packers love finding the best man for the job by bringing in as much talent as possible, especially when it is on a team-friendly deal. Willie Harvey Jr. opens up about joining Cowboys. It's been an off-season wherein the Dallas Cowboys have invested a lot of resources in upgrading their core of linebackers on the heels of an injury-riddled 2023 season that, in the end, cost former Pro Bowler Leighton Vander Esch his NFL career, and the recent addition of Willie Harvey Jr. is more evidence of their efforts in that area. Harvey, 28, lands with the Cowboys by way of the St. Louis Battlehawks of the UFL. His workout with the team not long ago went well, leading to a deal being agreed to and signed, and he recently spoke with 105.3 FM The Fan to explain his decision. They run a similar defense and I want the transition to be easy, said Harvey. I got along well with the guys, the coaches, and I have some camaraderie with special teams, coordinator John Bones Fassel, and it was an easy decision. And what exactly is his interpretation of what Mike Zimmer's defense will look like? It's a linebacker-driven defense, keeping the linebackers free to make plays, said Harvey. Harvey is a former undrafted free agent out of Iowa State that joined the Cleveland Browns in 2019 and spent the entirety of his rookie contract in Ohio before heading to the Spring League in 2023. This marks his second chance at making a first impression on the NFL, and he's taking lessons learned from his past into the present to increase the chances of a brighter future in the league. I'm honest with myself, he said. And I know I probably didn't work as hard as I should have and put in the work. Getting a second chance in the Spring League, I was like, hey, I have another chance to perfect my craft at linebacker, and to get smarter, get faster and get stronger. That's kind of what I did in my first year, and I felt like that wasn't enough, so I went back and did it again. That he did, finishing the 2023 season with the Battlehawks as the league leader in tackles and being named to the All-UFL team as well. And getting a call from the Cowboys is also fortuitous for Harvey in that he's been in the DFW area for quite some time now, so when the Frisco area code showed up on his and his agent's phone, he couldn't help but smile from ear to ear. Man, it was truly a blessing, he said. Even with the XFL and USFL being here, I never had to move. I've always been at home, so getting the opportunity to play for the Cowboys was a no-brainer. He'll now have to prove himself in training camp, but his experience gives him an edge that some of the younger linebackers in the room simply do not have. Harvey will be looked upon to both compete and to mentor those like Damone Clark, DeMarvion Overshown and rookie third-round pick Marist Liufau, not unlike Eric Kendricks, though Kendricks is already penciled in as a starter. If Harvey wants a shot at taking the field, it'll begin with special teams and his defensive reps will be earned by making plays in Oxnard, effective late July. The talent is definitely there, though. And, as it explained, now so is the work ethic. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Willie Harvey Jr.? Leave your opinion in the comments.